Hello, can you hear me?
All right, so here's the thing. Please do not zoom into a courtroom shouting hello. If you were in the courtroom physically, you wouldn't walk into a courtroom and say hello.
Yes,
So
ma'am. I'm
number
sorry.
7, what is your name?
Ravion McCullough.
All right, you need to start your video. If you can't start your video, you're going to have to appear in person. Do you understand?
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
not
just
your bad. What's your full name?
Ravion Ron McCullough.
If you need to use some tissue, please do that. No one wants to hear that, okay? So if you need some tissue, everybody is more than welcome to use the tissue to do whatever they need to do.
I kind of can't right now.
Yeah,
I've seen this once.
So everyone, welcome to the 187 District Court. Today is Monday. Let's make it a good Monday. Let's not make it a difficult Monday. These are the rules of the 187 District Court. You're in a courtroom, which Mr. iPhone, that means you should not be driving. So once you finish driving, then you can zoom in. Everyone, if you're at the Bexar County Jail, if you have a mask, you need to wear it. COVID is still out there. My understanding, there's a new variant that's coming our way. You are not allowed to use the chat box. You're not allowed to use the internet. If you do any of those things, you'll be sent back to your cell and we will see you in 60 to 90 days. For all of you who are on bond, again, you're in a courtroom. Anything you could not do if you were physically in the courtroom, you cannot do on this Zoom screen. I've been saying this, I believe, for well over a year now, but here are some of the rules. Number 1, you're not allowed to be driving and Zooming. Number 2, Jose Parada, you're not to be working in your kitchen. You're in a courtroom. So if you want to be cooking your meals and doing other things, then you are going to be required to appear in person in court. If you are at your work, you need to tell your employer that you need to take a break because you are in court. If you behave improperly on this Zoom screen, it doesn't matter if you're out of county, out of state, out of country, you will be required to appear in person in the 187 District Court. Being on Zoom is a privilege. 187 District Court is located at 300 De La Rosa. You're going to find a lot of construction going on, a lot of one-ways. If you have to take the VIA bus, you're going to find out that VIA still doesn't give change, which means that bus ride is going to cost you $10 to $20 because whatever you need change, you don't have it. If you drive downtown and you're lucky enough to find a parking space, you're going to find out that parking is very expensive. I'm going to open the breakout rooms. When I open the breakout rooms, it's going to invite everyone to go to a breakout room. Do not, I repeat, do not go to a breakout room unless you're specifically called by name and assigned to a breakout room. Your attorney is probably going to want to speak to a prosecutor before they speak to you. Please do not raise your hand asking if you should go to a breakout room because you heard that your attorney went to a breakout room. All right, attorneys, if you have a plea bargain agreement, no matter how small you think that plea bargain agreement is, you're going to need to put it in the chat box to the coordinator. She's listed as Ferguson coordinator. She should be logging on shortly. Attorneys, to make this move quicker, if you will add to your name the name of your client and whether or not it's criminal trial division or family violence, that would make everything move much quicker. Now, there are some people on here who are listed as iPhone or Nord, OnePlus. You need to have your real name up. So the one who's listed as OnePlus, the person in the black t-shirt, what is your name?
Garza John.
All right, iPhone. What is your name?
La Princess County.
Are you able to change your name or no?
I don't know how to do it, ma'am.
All right, and who is Jesus's iPhone? Who is that?
I'm Jesus Emanuel Posada Mendez.
What?
I'm sorry.
All right, and here's the other rule. If you are a defendant of being accused, your video needs to be shown at all times. There are two exceptions to that. One, somebody calls you on the phone. If they call you on the phone, you need to immediately decline that phone call, or if you're signing paperwork. If your phone goes dark for any other reason than that, you're going to be required, no questions asked, to appear in person in the 187 District Court. All right. Attorneys, this is the order in which you'll appear: Cleophas Marshall, Pat Montgomery, Ron Ross, Lorraine Efron, Robert Porter, Albert Gutierrez, Luis Martinez, Jeff Hall. Is there an attorney who's on the Zoom screen and I did not call your name? All right, so those who are accused and the defendants, your attorney's name, as you can tell, was called. If you didn't hear your attorney's name, it's because they're Zooming in another courtroom or needed to appear in person in another courtroom. They will be here shortly. Cleophas Marshall, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Pat Montgomery, I'm going to send you to number 4.
Good morning, thanks.
All right, Ron Ross, who didn't change his name.
I
Who do you have?
didn't have time, Judge. I've got Joel Aguilar. That's a family violence. I'm sorry, I just didn't.
That's okay. I'm going to send you to number 5.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Lorraine Efron, I'm going to send you to number 6.
Okay, Judge, and I think Alex Martinez is CTD. Brian Cruz is also represented by Mark McKay. I don't know if that's CTD or white collar. I'm not sure.
All right, let me find.
And I think on Mr. Cruz's case.
Just 1 second.
Okay.
Ms. Reyes, do you see Brian Cruz on the docket?
I did not. I'm looking again.
It may be a call docket for for trial.
All right, we'll see what's
Tomorrow.
going on. Do
Okay.
you have a cause number?
And not in front of me.
Oh, Judge, it's on the recall. It's on the last page of the recall.
Yeah, I think it's actually set tomorrow, if I understand correctly.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Robert Porter, I'm going to send you to 7.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Albert Gutierrez, I'm going to, Albert, you almost got an A+. Is your guy criminal trial division or family violence?
Judge, I don't know the answer. It's a sexual assault, but there wasn't any dating involved, so I don't know the answer.
Oh, that's family violence. I'm going to send you to number 8. Luis Martinez.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. I'm going to send you to number 9.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Jeff Hall, I'm going to send you to number 10.
Good morning, Judge. And if I could just make the court aware, at 10 a.m., I have an in-person appearance for County Court 8 for a trial docket. I just wanted to let the court know.
Yeah, but I will tell you this, district court, I never pull rank, but district court trumps that. So I'm going to send you to breakout room number 10. So you may end up being late for their trial docket.
I
And you can tell
understand,
them,
Judge.
Yeah, you can let them know that Judge Boyd said you're in the 187 District Court.
I understand, Judge. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. All right, and Mr. County, just give me a moment. All right, Mr. County.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. County, I received notice that you wish to travel to Louisiana. Whose birthday is this?
It's my cousin's son's birthday.
Is this a first cousin?
Yes, ma'am.
And how old is this child?
He's turning 2.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have what you're gonna have to do, Mr. County, on that. Let me just explain something. Everybody wants to travel. They want to do things. They're doing great, and then all of a sudden, they want to travel, and things end up going wrong. So I mean, yes,
My whole family's going down there.
for a
my
2-year-old's birthday.
Yes, ma'am. Because my family, they live in Louisiana, and my daughter just had a birthday March 1st. She just turned 2, and they drove down here. We do it for all our kids.
You mean children, kids, or baby goats?
Babies.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yes,
the definition of a kid. A kid is a baby goat.
yes, ma'am.
So other than that, what are you doing?
Just going down there for the birthday party.
And how long does it take to get there?
It takes 8 hours.
You're driving?
My wife's driving. Yes, ma'am.
All right, Miss Reyes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, any issues with Mr. County going to Louisiana?
It doesn't look like the officer has any issues.
All right, well, he's to have a patch before he goes. All right, Mr. County, we will allow you to travel. You're going to get a patch before you go.
Okay.
Right, and do we have someone else here for a compliance hearing, Ms. Reyes?
Yes, ma'am. I saw Stephen Silva. Mr. County, just call your officer when you get off of the Zoom.
Okay, and
Right.
with the will
You need to see him at all, Ms. Reyes?
And he can go in the breakout room and I'll explain what he has to do.
All right, so before he goes, let me take up this other person.
That's fine.
Okay, thanks.
And the officer was selected. She's on.
Okay, all right, I'll take that up next.
And Judge, it also looks like Jacob Bettis is on. He also has a compliance hearing.
All right, so Mr. Silva,
Yes, Your Honor.
all right, you're going to felony drug court. Is there an issue with that, Ms. Reyes, about him going to felony drug court?
At this time, this SR's, this compliance hearing is regarding his ignition interlock. I'm gonna double check on the results of the felony drug court.
Okay. And have you obtained, are you on any type of device to be monitored for alcohol, Mr. Silva?
Yes, Your Honor, I obtained the monitor, this one.
You have it now? Okay.
And
From
Judge, he was,
Smart Start.
he was
yes.
placed on the felony drug court wait list.
All right. So Rebecca, I'm still going to want him in felony drug court.
Okay. And if I'm not mistaken, I think you had ordered, at the time he was granted on his new case, an inpatient if waitlisted or, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, let me
I
look.
just wanted to make sure before.
All right, so what we'll do then, Rebecca, is if they say they have a 6-week wait list. So what will end up happening if felony drug court does not accept you, Mr. Silva, my understanding is that you're not eligible for SATA because of health issues, then you're going to be going to safety. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I also want to let you know that I've already complied with my live victim impact panel. And I've already signed up with DWI, the intervention program. I've already paid for that as well. But there's a 2-week wait list.
No, I appreciate what you're doing, but what I'm telling you is that you will be going either to felony drug court or inpatient drug treatment. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand. I just want to let you know that I'm doing everything in my power to comply.
Okay, I appreciate that. Just keep up the good work, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay, so on him, the portable is okay and
Yes.
continue to wait on the felony drug court?
Yes. And where is Ravion McCullough? Ravion McCullough.
Yes, ma'am. I dropped my schedule. I had to go get it. I'm coming.
All right, who is the officer for Ravion McCullough?
Priscilla Torres. I'm with pretrial.
All right, Mr. McCullough, you need to turn on.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We have issues with you. Your
yes,
issues are
ma'am.
you're leaving the county without permission. Would you like to have your case heard while you're in the Bexar County Jail?
No, ma'am.
Then you need to stop leaving the county without permission.
Yes, ma'am.
So this
I
is
didn't
the-
know. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Well, when we was at the jail and I had got bonded out, my uncle asked him after like I go to I think it was a court services office and got a drug test. They said that they don't see no problem with me leaving to go back here, back to Fort Worth.
No, you need to get permission from pretrial services before leaving the county. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I'm going to send you to a breakout room, Mr. McCullough. Ms. Torres, do you need to speak with him?
No, ma'am. He's good. He knows to call me afterwards.
All right, Mr. McCullough, you need to call your pretrial services officer after this hearing. All right, thank you, Ms. Torres.
Thank you.
Your Honor, am I free to leave?
No, I believe probation wants to speak with you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And
welcome.
Judge Jacob Bettis, compliance hearing.
All right. Jacob Perez.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, just give me a moment.
No problem.
All right, Mr. Perez, do you know why you're here?
My officer said it was because of my interlock, but I don't have any issues with having my interlock in my vehicle. It doesn't bother me at all. I've been not having any issues with it. I'm fine
Now,
keeping
why
it.
are you not doing your UAs?
Oh, I've been doing my UAs, ma'am, every
No,
month.
it says here that you failed to submit on February 21st, 2022. And also,
Oh, sorry.
so
ma'am.
why didn't you submit?
I even spoke to my officer about that. He had to call and make sure that it was in order. I have been going every month, being very compliant, ma'am.
So you're saying you didn't miss February 21st, 2022?
No, not at all, ma'am. I take probation very seriously, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Reyes, can you have that pretrial services officer zoom in? We're going to find out what's going on, Mr. Perez.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so just give us a moment.
No problem.
Suzanne Kramer, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 11.
Thank you, Judge.
Roland Garcia, who do you have?
We have a Jason Lopez that set for a plea this morning, Your Honor.
Okay, just one second. And has all the paperwork been sent to you?
As far as I know, yes, Your Honor. Let me double check.
Has your client signed the paperwork?
Let me double check. Sorry, I should have done that.
That's okay.
And you know, while I'm doing that, I recall you making a comment about how in these intoxication manslaughter cases and assault cases, the drivers always walk away.
Usually.
Yeah, that's what I've seen, that pattern too. It baffles me. It's unbelievable. Rosie, have we signed the paperwork and
All right, Pat Montgomery, you have McDaniel.
Yes, ma'am. His new case was recently indicted, resulting in today's setting, but we had back in February, before the new case was indicted, agreed to try it as a contested MTR, and it's set for next week. Looking at the setting notice, it says April 11th at 9 a.m. I remember you were going to do it in the afternoon at like 2.
All right, is this Frederick McDaniel?
Yes, ma'am, that's right. And when I see him on the screen here, Judge, it's just a very, very blurry screen with no person, completely out of focus and not a shadow of a person. I don't know.
I will say this, Mr. Montgomery, just one moment. I'm going to get the motion to revoke file.
Yes, ma'am. I have the case number if you need it, Judge.
Yeah, we're going to need it because it wasn't pulled. What's the number?
It's 2020 criminal 6651. And it should be in the stack for April 11th.
All right, to the clerks, could I have that file?
I'll stand by, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Judge, on Mr. Lopez, we've had the court's paperwork, but we haven't received the prosecutor's paperwork.
Okay. We will make that happen.
Thank you.
And Judge, Mr. Silva can go. He just needs to call his probation officer and let her know what happened today.
All right, Mr. Silva, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And Mr. Perez, we're just waiting for pretrial services to pop in.
Yes, ma'am, no problem.
And Mr. Garcia, do you know which prosecutor you're working with?
I'm sorry, I'll get it again. I'm doing it from home this morning.
All right, just give us a moment.
Judge, I think it was Miss Marks.
Who's the prosecutor on this?
All right,
case?
Mr. Montgomery.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
This case, it's
Yeah.
set this afternoon at 2 p.m. for a contested. That's what I have written in the file.
Okay, I have it. I have both notes from our last meeting and also an official notice from the district clerk, both saying it's set for April 11th for a contested. I'll talk to Mr. Sanders. I believe he was intending to bring witnesses, so he also when I conferred with him moments ago,
I'm telling you what's in the court's file. and
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
Even for this brand new case,
Yes, ma'am.
I have January 27th.
That's
State-
when we were in court last time.
Yes, state to speak with the complainant. Then it
Yes,
was
ma'am.
reset for March 3rd, and then it was to be recalled today at 2 p.m. And then for the contested, I have it from March the 3rd. It's set for today for a contested at 2.
That's fine with me, Your Honor. I can be there. But
All right.
may I confer with Mr. Sanders, because if he tells the court he's not ready, I'd like to save myself the trip downtown.
All right, if you go back to them, yes.
Judge, we had it that it was set for April 11th, so I guess we had a mistake, and also we would be asking for a continuance.
Okay, why would it be set for the 11th when it was in here on the 4th?
Judge, I got an
Anyone have
email.
an answer to that question?
And I guess
Mr.
that would
Sherman?
explain why Mr. McDaniel is not on the screen. He's probably in a holdover cell, maybe.
Does anyone know why I have on my docket sheet, does this set for a contested today at 2, and I'm being told it's set for the 11th?
I do not, Judge.
I have the 11th in my email from the district clerk's office. I'm looking at it right now. And I have my notes that back in January, we rescheduled it for the 11th. Or was it
No,
March? Excuse me.
no. Yes. Ms. Ferguson, do you know why this is on the system for the 11th, but on the docket sheet?
It might have been my mistake, Judge. I might have set it for the 11th. And Mr. McDaniel is here, Judge.
All right, see you all for 11 on the 11th at 2 p.m.
2 p.m., Your Honor. Thank you. May I be excused, Judge?
Yes.
Mr. Sanders, take care. Thank you, Norma.
Did you need to speak with your client?
No,
Well-
you can send them back. Are you going to speak with him today, or can he be sent back, Mr. Montgomery?
I think I should do an ICS. The only way I could talk to him is if they brought him into the courtroom, right, for a Zoom conference. Probably better to just set up my private Zoom, Judge. I'll do it that way.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Your Honor.
Plea Office Marshal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Yes, I've conferred on this case, and the prosecution, well, we still don't have all the discovery. All we have is a police report. And so there's no other discovery other than that we have. And I believe there is an audio, possibly even a video. And I don't know if the state actually has it. And then we also do not have the court summary on this case. I'm thinking we just need another reset just so we can get that discovery, and then we can all make a decision about which way to go. So that's kind of where we are on it.
Who are you talking to on this case? Mr. Marshall, who are you conferring with on this case? Mr. Marshall, who are you conferring with on this case? You're on mute. All right, Matthew Allen. Mr. Marshall, we'll come back to you when we come back to you. Matthew Allen?
Yes, Judge, I'm here on Jose Parada. I conferred with Mr. Sanders. We do not have an agreement, so we're still asking for a trial.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need an interpreter on Mr. Parada, please. Albert Gutierrez.
Good morning, Your Honor. I conferred with Assistant District Attorney Michelle Hayden. It is, she is not the prosecutor on this case, but in her notes, there is still some DNA analysis that is being conducted that they do not have back yet from the lab.
So did they tell you when they were going to have this back from the lab?
She did not have a specific date. I know that at least one of the other prosecutors had contact with them last week. So there's not a specific date, but they recently took a buccal swab from another person who was in the apartment the same night that this. So I imagine it's going to be a little time. Michelle had suggested a regular reset, but that's up to the judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. I need a reset for Mendez in 2 weeks so that we can see where this sample is and how long it's going to take. All right, we're coming back on April 25th. And I'm right, everything I write in the docketing statement, those are the dates that we agreed on. So we're recalling this on April 25th for discovery on DNA testing, Mr. Gutierrez.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Is there anything else other than DNA testing?
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor. No.
All right, you and your client are excused. We'll see you back on April 25th.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, Roland Garcia, who do you have?
Jason Lopez for a plea, Your Honor.
No, Jen, there's another Roland here.
Okay.
Okay, so Roland Garcia, who do you have?
I have Donald Gilliland. In the past, I've conferred with Mr. Sanders.
All right, I'm gonna send you to number 12.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, and the officer for Mr. Perez is Moses Lozano.
All right, thank you. And is Moses Lozano here?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
All right, Mr. Lozano.
Yes, Your Honor.
The court received a report that Mr. Perez missed a UA on February 21st, 2022. So did he miss a UA or did he not miss a UA?
The 22nd. He did not, Your Honor. I put a note on there for myself to disregard because it was due to a holiday.
All right, so here's the issue. I received a report saying that he missed it, and there's no disregard because it was a holiday on it. So when I receive a report that someone has missed a UA, if it wasn't for me having hearings, who knows? Maybe he would end up in custody because he's not taking his UA. So has he been doing everything
Yes,
well?
He's been doing
Is there
everything.
some issues with him or no?
There are no issues with him, Your Honor. It is my fault that I didn't catch that before submitting that paperwork.
All right, Mr. Perez, the court is not going to remove your ignition interlock unless there is an agreement with it by the state. And if it's not an agreement with the state, then the court will have a hearing because your offense is intoxication and assault. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. I have no issues with keeping it on at all.
All right, thank you so much. And Mr. Perez, this is why I always have pretrial services hearing, because people will say, why are we having a hearing with pretrial? Because I want to know what's going on and make sure that everything is correct in the paperwork.
I take things very seriously, ma'am. No problem at all.
All right, thank you. Again, if you want the ignition interlock removed, we'll have a hearing if the state doesn't agree with it. And to Mr. Lozano, if you send that to the state and the state has no objections to it, then the court will reconsider.
And Judge, this is a probation case, not a pretrial.
Thank you. So probation then, if you'll let them know, then the court will consider it. But clear it with the state to see if they have any objections. And Mr. Lozano, if you can make sure that the complainant is called as well when it's submitted.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll do that.
All right, thank you. Do you need to speak with Mr. Perez?
No, I don't, Your Honor. I'm good.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Perez.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I dismissed?
Yes, you are.
Thank you, ma'am.
Judge Ron Ross, I need to talk to Michelle Hayden again, please.
I
Mr.
can
Ross?
go back in with him.
All right, just send him to any breakout room. All right, Cleophas Marshall.
I talked with Michelle Hayden, Your Honor, on that. And also, Michelle, I'll need your email address.
Okay.
But we do not have the court summary, and there's still discovery that we need to obtain. And I don't know that the state has all the discovery either yet. I'm not sure.
All right,
No.
yes.
Sorry, yeah, Judge, all we have are the police reports, but there's apparently audio footage from the incident. I just emailed intake, but yeah, both sides are missing discovery on the new case.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, set this for a contested hearing within 14 days, please.
And Michelle, if you can send me your email address, I'll send you what I have.
Okay, Cleo, I just chatted it to you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, all right.
And Ms. Reyes, could you send whatever information Mr. Marshall is asking for so he can be ready for the contested hearing, please?
Yes, Judge.
And if you'll put your email address to Ms. Reyes in the chat box.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so it's set for a contested on April 19th. Everyone, contested hearing, April 19th at 2 p.m. And where is Ms. Monica Gallardo? Is she in custody or on bond?
She should be on screen.
I'm on Zoom.
Under Monica, Your Honor.
All right. Monica Gallardo, your case is set for a contested on April 19th at 2 p.m. You need to appear in person in court. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
What date?
April 19th at 2 p.m.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. May I be dismissed, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
All right, you too.
Excuse me, Judge, this is Luis Martinez.
Just one moment, please. All right, Mr. Martinez.
Judge, I've conferred on my family violence case, but I still need to confer on the CTD case.
All right, so let's start with your family violence case. One,
So-
Alderman.
Yes, Judge, we've conferred. We don't have it resolved yet.
All right, so your client is asking for a jury trial?
It looks like that's the way it's going, Judge. I mean, it may not go at once everything is said and done, but Judge, at this point, we don't have it resolved, and we may need to have a trial in this case.
All right, so again, the docketing sheet said this is set for April 5th, but we're here today. So, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, can we recall it on Monday? And that's your plea deadline date, Mr. Martinez, on this case.
Okay, so Monday the 11th?
Yes.
Okay, perfect, Judge.
And then Mr. Avalos, is he in custody or on bond?
No, he's on bond. He's here he's on Zoom too.
All right, if your client doesn't accept the plea bargain agreement with Mr. Avalos, if you don't want to accept it, that's fine. Then it's going to be immediately set for trial. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then you're excused. We'll see you back on April 11th.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then Judge, I've got Mr. Garza set. I need to go ahead and confer with CTE on the case.
All right, just one moment. All right, just a second. All right, if you can go back to your previous breakout room, Mr. Martinez.
Yes, Your Honor.
Matthew Allen?
Yes, Judge.
Yes. What is happening with your case?
We don't have an agreement. Mr. Parada is scheduled to be in court in person tomorrow at 9 for trial. So we would just ask that we be allowed to be excused today and show up tomorrow.
All right, let me see what the status is of the interpreter. Ms. Ferguson, what is the status of the interpreter?
Let me check my emails, Judge, but I did email him right away when you asked me to. Let me give him a call, Judge.
Well, no, I mean, that's fine if they're not already here. On Parada, then Mr. Allen, he'll need to be here tomorrow at 9 a.m. for jury trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you're excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other attorneys back?
I am, Judge.
Yes.
Ron Ross, Joel. I've had an offer from Michelle. We've had a counter offer. We do not have an agreement. This is the first setting. I don't know if we'll eventually come to an agreement. We're a little bit more investigations from my part. And I have some small concern about my client's mental health, but I think he's competent, so I don't think that'll go anywhere. But I've got some more investigation I've got to do, Judge.
Is your client in custody or on bond?
He's in custody.
All right, have you spoken with your client?
I have spoken with him. He gave the counter offer, yes, ma'am.
All right, to all attorneys, do not leave your clients in the breakout room by themselves when they're in custody.
Okay.
Because what ends up happening is the deputies think that they are done with their hearing. And when the deputies think they're done with their hearing, then what ends up happening is they send them back.
Okay. What?
All right, Mr. Aguilar? We're going to bring your case back, Ms. Ferguson. Can I have a regular reset for Mr. Aguilar?
Yes, that's fine.
Just one moment. I'm waiting for a date in the chat box.
Okay,
All right, we're going to come back on May 5th.
May 5th?
Yes.
Alrighty, sounds great.
All right, bye-bye. Norma,
Judge,
you can let them know he can go back. Yes, Mr. Ross?
when I get through with them, what do I need to do? Bring them back into the main room or what?
Yes. I mean, he's here now. I requested that he come back,
Right.
but
right.
next time, just have him come back to the main room.
Okay.
The main room?
No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
All right, and then Mr. Ross, with regards to evaluations, do you need an evaluation or do you not need an evaluation?
I don't need one. I don't need one.
All right, thank you. Norma, you can let them know that 16E can go back.
Happy Fiesta to everybody.
All right, have a good one.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, to interrupt. For a moment, my mic wasn't working, so I don't know if you were calling me in the meantime.
No, we did not.
All right, I'm here.
All right, thank you.
Does
You're excused if you don't have anyone else with us, Mr. Ross.
I know. Does your mother know that we have a Fiesta here that kind of rivals New Orleans? Does she know that?
I'll let her know.
Good morning, Judge. May I approach with Mr. Daniel Rodriguez on the Jaime Soto case?
Who's speaking?
This is ADA Kevin Peary. I'm one of the Civil Rights Attorney Division attorneys.
Yes.
So we're set for trial today on this case. The state is ready. However, defense has just substituted counsel. I think we might need to confer on that and address the matter with the court.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, why has a counsel been substituted?
Because Andres is no longer with our law firm, and I've just joined the law firm. And so
All right, I mean,
I'm
this
subbing
set
in
for,
his case.
all right, this is coming back tomorrow for jury trial. You all can confer in the breakout room. If you want to confer in the breakout room, you're more than welcome to. But this case has been going on since September of 2021.
Well, I would like to confer, just so I can know what's going on with the prosecutor.
All right. So, Mr. Soto, after today, your plea deadline has passed, so you'll be set for jury trial tomorrow. Do you understand, Mr. Soto?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right. And Mr. Perry?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll send you to breakout room number 1.
Okay, thank you.
And Dan Rodriguez, I'll send you to number 1.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Catherine Valenzuela, I'll send you to breakout room number 13.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Isaac Chavez. Excuse me. Isaac Chavez. Can you unmute for me, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Zoom privileges are revoked. I'll see you in the 187 District Court. You need to be here before 12 p.m. If you're not here before 12 p.m., a warrant will be issued for your arrest. The courtroom is located at 300 Dolorosa on the 4th floor. All right, Mr. Who was calling me? Was it Brittany?
Yes, Judge. Can you make me a co-host, please?
Will Brooks?
Morning, Judge. I just need to confer on Mr. Richard Ruiz's family violence.
All right, I'll send you to number 14.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes.
I needed to see if I could confer on Joseph Longoria Viramonte's MTR, please.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's a criminal trial, Your Honor.
And I'm sorry, Stephen, I did not see you there.
That's all right, Your Honor.
Okay.
I snuck in.
All right, I'll send you to number 3.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
And I'm sorry, you said it was criminal trial or family violence?
Criminal trial, Your Honor.
All right. Bob Behrens?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, who do you have?
Gilbert Paredes, family violence.
I'll send you to number 15.
All right.
All right, Robert Porter?
Thank you, Your Honor. We just need to know what time the court wants us there tomorrow morning or tomorrow.
9 a.m.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Do you need to speak with your client at all?
I've already done all that, Your Honor. I've conferred. I just need to know the time.
All right, thank you. Ms. Ferguson, you can let them know that Curry can go back.
Do you know what seat number he's in, Judge?
It's just 187 Curry. All right, Luis Martinez.
Judge, I conferred with Ryan, but Mr. Garza, who's present on Zoom, has a new family violence case from about 8 days ago. I'm not appointed on that case. It's going to affect how we negotiate this case out. I think that one's set for a pre-hearing April the 26th. Can we get a setting to get myself and the other appointed attorney in on this case?
So how many cases does John Garza have?
He has 2 felonies. He has an evading with CTD, and then he has an ABI second with family violence. And this is, I think, is the first setting on the evading.
Is it John Michael Garza? Luis Martinez, what's your client's full name? Is it John Michael Garza?
Judge, let me pull that up right now. John Michael Garza. Yes, Judge.
All right, I don't see another case for him. What's the other cause number?
It's Night Mag 655-037.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. John Garza, can I have a 30-day reset, please? And Ms. Ferguson, who is the person who's been appointed for the assault case?
Judge, that's Kyle Ernst.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you make sure that Kyle Ernst is here as well on that day? All right, Mr. Martinez, you're excused.
Okay, Judge, could you put me in a breakout room with Mr. Garza?
Is he in custody?
No, Judge, he's on bond. He's there in the black t-shirt.
And how's he listed on the screen? John, as John Garza?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm gonna send you to number 5, Mr. Martinez.
Thank you.
And Mr. Garza, if you can go to number 5 and you both can be excused from that room. John Winter, who do you have?
Morning, Judge. I have Dennis Trejo, and I don't see him, but the other day he showed up in court, so I don't know if he maybe went back to the courtroom today.
No, there's no, yeah. There is no Trejo, I don't think, in the courtroom.
Okay. Well, let me try and get in contact with him and get him to log on, and we'll go from there.
All right, thank you. Daniel
you.
Rodriguez?
Yes, Judge. Could I get a breakout room with Jaime Soto, please?
All right. All right, Mr. Soto, if you go to breakout room number 2, please.
How do I do that, Judge?
It should
If you
pop
don't
up
mind
on
me
your
asking.
screen requesting you to go there.
Alrighty, thank you, ma'am.
And everyone, just give me a moment to see if I have the paperwork. Jeff Hall?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
I spoke with Mr. Garcia.
Yes.
And we have come to an agreement. And I know you wanted the agreement in chat. Did you want me to do that or the ADA, Your Honor?
No, you need to put the agreement into the chat box to Ms. Ferguson.
Okay, great. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Judy Wimmert, who do you have?
Lynn Martinez, CT.
All right, I'm gonna send you to number 16.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Carl Alexander, who do you have?
Martin Rodriguez, Judge. I've been having some trouble getting a hold of him, so I don't know if he showed up at the courthouse or not.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It is CTD, Judge, sorry.
No problem. No, he's not in the courtroom.
Okay, I'll try calling the numbers we have again, see if we can get a hold of him.
All right, thank you. All right, any other attorney who's ready?
Judge Roland Garcia, I think paperwork's been sent back to you on Jason Lopez.
All right, Mr. Garcia, what I'm gonna do is check my email to see if I have it.
Thank you.
Attorney in court with you this morning to request that bond modification. Now, here's the thing, you know, you keep asking for this to get set for a hearing, the court would.
All right, everyone, please make sure you're on silent. Mr. Garcia, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 2. And they will swear your client in. Is your client in custody or on bond? Roland Garcia? All right, thank you. I'll send him to one then. Daniel Rodriguez?
Okay, I've conferred with both the state and my client, and I guess we'll be here tomorrow.
Yes, 9 a.m.
Okay, and are my client and I excused?
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge. I'll hop off as well then.
Thank you. Catherine Valenzuela?
Your Honor, if I can be put in a room with Mr. Figueroa now, and I believe we're coming to a resolution on Almendares.
All right, thank you. All right, if you'll go back to number 13. And is your client on bond or in custody?
He's in custody. I left Mr. Almendares because I had to give him a quick response. So I was gonna go back in there with him.
All right, let me see where Mr. Almendares is. Mr. Almendares,
Yes, Your Honor.
if you go to breakout room number 12, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Your attorney will
Yes,
meet you there.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Excuse me, Your Honor. Am I able to leave?
Who's your attorney?
I wasn't too sure. My name's John Garza.
All right, your attorney is Luis Martinez.
Okay.
Do you have Luis Martinez information so you can be in contact with him?
Yeah. I was in the breakout room, but I came back over here. I don't know.
Okay, all right, you're excused. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just talked to John. I thought we gave him the information, didn't we, or did we not?
All right, is there an Andres Cardenas here? Or Emmanuel Leos?
Judge, I believe Gardenas was supposed to be in person.
All right, and he is not here yet. Mr. Rodriguez, who do you have?
I have Christian Vernell. Could I speak to a ADA, please? It's a CTD case,
Okay.
MTR.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4.
Thank you.
And Carl Alexander, your client just walked into the courtroom. Lorraine Efron, who do you have?
Judge, I have 2 cases on your docket this morning. One is Alex Martinez. He's in custody.
It's a first setting. I think the state wanted some time to try to talk to the complaining witnesses.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
CTD.
Have you conferred with the state on that case yet?
I don't have an offer because they wanted to talk to the complainants.
All right, and who is the other person?
I mean, I'll stand by if you want me to and see what.
Oh, no
we can
problem.
do.
Who's your other client?
Brian Cruz. And he is on your trial docket tomorrow, and Mark McKay also represents him on some cases. But if I could talk to Mr. Cruz in a breakout room right now, that would be great.
All right, is that criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial. And I'd like to talk to Mr. Martinez too, if there's time for that.
Is Mr. Martinez in custody or on bond?
Custody.
All right, let me have you speak with Mr. Martinez first, and then after you speak with Mr. Martinez, I need you to have him come back to the main room.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Martinez, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5. Thomas Healy, who do you have?
Evelyn Acosta, family violence.
I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Carl Alexander, your client walked into the courtroom.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. But may I be assigned a breakout room to confer with the state?
All right. I'll send you to breakout room number 7.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And Mr. Rivera, have you received your paperwork? I'm sorry, Jeff Hall, did you receive your paperwork?
Checking right now, Your Honor. I'm just refreshing. I have not yet, but I'm sure I will shortly.
All right, so we can't allow defendants to be in the breakout room by themselves. So if you go back to breakout room number 10 and we'll get the paperwork to you.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes.
May I be dismissed to try and get a hold of my lawyer?
Who's your attorney?
Shannon Locke.
Yes, but you'll need to be
Right.
back here by 11 a.m.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge, this is Lorraine reporting back. I actually would like to confer again on Alex Martinez if there's, and it's a CTD case.
All right, is there a prosecutor available to confer with Ms. Efron on Martinez? I'm going to send her to breakout room number 8. David Woodard. David Woodard, who do you have?
Judge, I think I have Ruben Lozano Garcia, and I think I've been conferring with Marcus.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 9. All right, and are the parties ready on Jason Lopez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Just one moment. All right, is there a prosecutor available to take a plea?
Judge, I can do it, Ryan.
All right, thank you. Court is calling 2020 CR 7594B, State of Texas versus Jason Lopez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Ryan Grimmer for the state of Texas.
for the
Roland
defense?
Garcia from Mr. Lopez.
And are you Jason Lopez?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the state?
None from the state, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Lopez, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Lopez, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Lopez, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
I may need some assistance on that. I don't know if the plea bargain specifies, Judge.
Okay, because it's not written in the file if you're, it's not written in the plea if you were proceeding on count 1 or 2. Just one moment, let me look.
I apologize, Judge.
No problem. Let
Judge,
me
it looks
check
like
the
if,
stipulations.
Judge,
One-
I apologize, Judge.
Okay.
If we're proceeding on, if it's a non-state jail paperwork, I believe the second count is a state jail. So I think we're pleading it to the 1 to 4. So we would be proceeding on count 1, waiving count 2.
All right, thank you. Any objections to the waiver of count 2?
No objection, Your Honor.
Any objections to the court making, placing it in the plea bargain agreement that you're proceeding on count 1 and waiving count 2?
None from the state, Judge.
None from the defense, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Lopez, I'm going to show you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams? That's a 3rd-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Off the record for a moment. Ms. Valenzuela, if you go back to number 12, and I'll send Mr. Figueroa to number 12. Mr. Figueroa, if you go to breakout room number 12, please. All right, back on the record. Mr. Lopez, did you understand if you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement? If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Figueroa, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? I'm sorry, I don't know why I said Figueroa. Mr. Lopez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on count 1, waiving count 2. There's $1,000 fine to be probated. Okay, there's a box that's checked. It says check. There is no application for, and it's blank. So I'm assuming that was unintended.
Yes, that's correct, Judge. My apologies.
Oh, no problem. But the state is recommending deferred adjudication. There's restitution of $120 to Bexar County laboratories for testing. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement, Mr. Lopez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
That is, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 120 hours community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense as charged in count 1, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
State would offer State's Exhibit number 1 and all attachments.
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Lopez, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all of the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept the evidence, State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
No opposition to that, Your Honor.
None from the state either, Judge.
Thank you. Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Other than to urge the court to follow the state's recommendation, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Lopez, are you related to Joseph Anderson?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is your relationship to him?
Brother.
All right, and Ruby Lynn Palos?
That's a family friend.
All right, are you employed?
Yes, Your Honor.
What do you do?
I do plumbing.
Do you have any children?
No, Your Honor.
How far did you go in school?
I was going to college, but I don't go to college anymore.
Why not?
I was going through issues with family and stuff like that, and I didn't have transportation, and it was very far from where I was going.
Where were you
But
going
I
to
am,
school?
excuse me,
Where were you going to school?
Palo Alto College.
What, Dia doesn't come to your house?
Oh, it does. But I was thinking about going back.
So, and what are your family issues? Other than you selling drugs? What other issues do they have with you?
Well, I was having a family issues by like not having a place to stay, and then I was getting into it with like my my brothers and my sisters. So like I was like not in a stable home, so I could be going back and forth to school.
But here's the thing, people always say they have issues with their relatives. And then when I ask them what their issues with their relatives are, they dance around, and don't tell me. So was your issue with your relatives was that you were selling drugs and they don't appreciate that? What's going on?
I guess so. I mean, the issue was that I was selling them for my family, and I guess I got caught up, and they didn't appreciate that, and they threw me out of their place.
Okay, so now we're getting to what's going on in your life. So is there any gang membership involved with you?
No, ma'am.
Why was there this long hesitation? Is it delayed on my end, or is there something else going on?
No, there's nothing else going on. I'm not gang related. No, not at all.
All right, are you going to test positive if you're drug tested today?
No, ma'am.
Have you ever used drugs?
Yes, ma'am.
What have you used?
Just marijuana.
Were you using any of the products you're selling?
No, ma'am. And I can tell you, Your Honor, that if y'all do drug test me, I've been 2 months clean, so I'm not doing any more drugs.
All right, and what is your brother? Is your brother going to test positive? When's the last time you saw your brother, Joseph?
Honestly, it's been a while. Like, my family does talk to him, but like, I don't really want to like interfere with him just because of this case.
State, any issues with him having contact with his brother?
Judge, we'll defer to the court on that issue.
Mr. Garcia, is your client going to be influenced by his brother? Because I know if I don't allow him to have contact with his brother, if there's a family barbecue, that may cause problems.
Yes, sir. I think he was, how would I say it? This arrest impressed him. In other words, he realizes now that it's not a game anymore. So I don't know. I would have to defer to him whether he thinks it's a good idea to associate with his brother or not.
Is it a good idea,
Mr. Lopez?
No, I think it's not a good idea for me to be in contact with him.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for letting me know. All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to $1,000 fine that'll be prorated 4 years deferred adjudication, 120 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. Court is not requiring you to obtain the COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived. There should be no contact with Ruby, R-U-B-Y, Lynn, L-Y-N-N, Palos, P-A-L-O-S, or Joseph Anderson.
Yes, Your Honor.
Proof of employment within 15 days. There should be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There should be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. So if you can't report by Zoom, it'll need to be in person. Random UAs. Field visits 2 times per month. Random. And the court will will waive the remaining community service hours if you complete a college degree, or if you're in some type of trade school, or if you're a full-time student in college. And for the court, full-time student in college, I'm not gonna, I took 24 hours a semester because it was cheaper. I'm not gonna put that on you, but you need to take at least 8 hours for it to be considered full-time college for the court. And that's 8 hours a semester. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Rebecca, is there anything else that he needs?
Judge, the 120 for the bear lab fees.
Thank you. And there's $120 restitution for testing. Mr. Lopez, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Lopez, I want to explain something to you. How old are you?
I'm 26.
All right, so people love fast money, but the money that you're making is bad for your community. And when I say your community, I mean the community at large, because when you're selling drugs, people are at their lowest point. Nobody wants to be addicted to drugs, and you're a part of that problem. Don't be a part of the problem. Don't bring down your community because you're trying to make fast money. And I guarantee you, the money that you made, you can't even remember where it was spent, what you did with it. No good came of it. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so what are your tattoos? What's going on here? You got the rose. What else do you have?
Oh, it's just a rose and it has like a skull. And
Right,
my mom's name.
All right, see, let me explain something to you about mothers. Mothers usually don't want their children to get tattoos. And then when you throw out your mom's name on that or say, love mom, they're still upset with you got it, but it's sort of tempered because you put their name there. So, there you go. That's just some advice. I know moms don't want their children to get tattoos. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. You're totally right. She didn't want me to get no tattoos.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2, and probation will go over conditions with you. And Mr. Garcia, you can go to number 2, or either you can be excused.
Thank you, Anna. Good to see you again.
Thank you. You two have a good one.
And Judge,
yes.
The Cardenas has arrived in court for the compliance hearing.
Okay, I'll take care of that then after you
return back from this.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, David Woodard on Ruben Lozano Garcia.
Judge, I conferred with Marcus, and I'm assuming we're to appear tomorrow.
Let me pull his file, just one moment.
Mr. Lopez, please go to room number 2.
Yes, it is. Let me check. Yes, you're to appear in court at 9 a.m.
Okay, I'll see you in the morning, Judge.
All right, thank you. Yes. All right, everyone, just give me a moment, please.
Judge?
All right, everyone, just 1 second. All right, Stephen Redgate.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
I met with Ryan and we may be able to get this resolved. I need to get some documents to him. I'm not at my office right now. If we could get this reset to later in the week or possibly the first part of next week for me to get those documents to him, we may be able to get it resolved.
And this is Joseph Longoria.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what documents are you trying to get to them?
There's some documents relating to some cases that were filed but rejected in Webb County, and I need to get them evidence that they were rejected.
All right, can't somebody just call the prosecutor over there to see if it was rejected?
I did call, Judge. I wasn't able to get a hold of anyone. I ran a new TCI NCIC and it's showing they're still open, but obviously I know that system doesn't update real time all the time. Essentially the basis of the MTR is just these 2 new cases. And I think probably if he can get me some confirmation of it, that'll go a long way. I just wasn't able to do that right now.
Okay. All right. And then I'm assuming if between now and the date I give you, it's found, and I guess this will be withdrawn. Is that
correct? I mean, assuming I get the information that I want, there's no really other violations on the MTR that I could see. So this is the meat of it. And if I get that, we probably wouldn't even have to come back if Mr. Redgate emails those to me.
all right? So Ms. Ferguson, on Joseph Longoria, can we recall this for Monday? Just give me 1 moment. All right, so we'll be back on April 11th.
April 11th at 9 o'clock, Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Mr.
I don't need to speak with my client right now. May we be excused, Your Honor?
Just 1 moment, Mr. Grummer.
Mr. Redgate, I just chatted you my email address just so you have it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Mr. Cruz.
All right, and let me find your client, Longoria. All right, Mr. Longoria, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Stephen, let me see what breakout room you were in.
It's number 3, I believe, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, Roland Garcia on Gillian.
Yes, Your Honor, I conferred with the state and Marcus has advised me that he believes they've turned over all the discovery to me. However, there are some computer devices that I need to get the actual extractions of. And so from what Marcus has advised me, I need to present a motion to you to have my expert access those. So I'm gonna need to prepare that and present it to the court.
All right, has an offer been tendered?
No, Your Honor.
State, is there an offer? And you were saying you were dealing with Marcus Sanders?
Yes.
All right, just one moment. He's in a breakout room. As soon as he comes out of the breakout room, we'll see when the state is making an offer. Just give me a moment. All right, Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes, I just wanted to advise Mr. Garcia that my client is going to accept his offer so we can get the plea papers get going.
All right, if you'll put in the chat box to Ms. Ferguson what the agreement is,
Okay.
and that way we can start on our paperwork.
Okay.
Catherine Valenzuela.
Yes, Your Honor. I have an announcement on Mr. Almendarez. We will be taking an offer to unindicted robbery.
Okay.
2 years, and I will, so I don't have a clause number to text Norma.
Okay.
Chat Norma. And then on Mr. Figueroa, he has declined the state's offer and he wants to be on the trial docket.
Where is Mr. Figueroa? Mr. Figueroa?
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Figueroa.
Good morning, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day outside.
Glad, thank you for letting me know.
Ms. Ferguson on Figueroa? Was it set for jury trial today? All right.
Your
Just
Honor, we
give me a moment.
haven't been set, we have not been set on the trial yet.
No, ma'am.
All right, so an offer has been tendered, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Yeah.
All right, Miss, and have you received all the discovery?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Ms. Ferguson, if this can be recalled in 2 weeks for a plea deadline date, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Your client, just one moment. I've just been given some more information. Mr. Figueroa?
Yes, Your Honor.
I just was given some more information. So your plea deadline date is going to be actually for next week.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get a reset date for that. All right, so we're gonna come back on April 14th. And that will be your plea deadline date, Mr. Figueroa.
Sure.
All right, thank you, Mr. Figueroa. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Norma, it's just 187 Figueroa.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Nathaniel Navy, and then we'll do Adam Cobbs.
Good morning, Judge. My client's Jeanette Simmons. She's present in the courtroom. If I could just be placed into a breakout room to confer with the prosecutor.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It should be CTD.
All right, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 5.
Thank you.
Adam Cobbs, I'm gonna send you to number 6.
I've already conferred with Marcus, Judge.
All right, so what is happening with your case?
I believe we're coming back tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Just 1 second.
Objection, Your Honor.
All right, your objection is noted. Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. Simmons, what jury trial date is he coming back on?
Give me 1 second, Judge.
I just put something in the chat box for you. All right, Mr. Cobbs, we're going to come back on April 19th for your jury trial date.
Okay, so not tomorrow, Judge?
No, it'll be April 19th.
All right, may I be excused?
Yes, you're excused. Norma Smith, 17K can go back. All right, just 1 moment, everyone. Marcus Sanders on Gilliland. What is, I'm being told an offer hasn't been tendered.
Judge, Marcus is walking to his desk. We were just talking about it. I think he has an offer for Mr. Garcia. If you want to put him in a breakout room, Marcus can go make it to him.
All right, thank you. Mr. Garcia?
If he wants to just email it to me, that's fine, and I can confer with my client.
Oh, however you all want to do it. I'll put you in number 3, Mr. Garcia.
Okay.
All right, Carl Alexander.
Morning, Judge. I conferred with Joe Ray. I'm not sure how many settings this thing has. We're asking for a reset. Joe Ray did the count for me, and apparently I'm the 3rd attorney on this case. I'm still wrapping my brain around all the discovery, but an offer was tendered.
All right, and what is your client's name, please?
Martin Rodriguez, and he did show up in the courtroom physically.
I mean, this is a possession 1 gram to 4 gram. What is the discovery about?
The videos, Judge. I'm just going through all the body worn camera video.
And so has an offer been tendered?
Today, yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can we set this for plea deadline date, April 25th? Is that possible? All right, I'm just waiting for an answer in the chat box from Ms. Ferguson.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, everyone, Mr. Almendarez, his case is actually in the 399th, Miss Valenzuela. So that's where it's being transferred to. And my understanding, that file is already with the 399. But I'm sure the prosecutors there will honor the plea bargain agreement.
Okay, so we're excused then for today.
Just one moment. I'm going to see what they can do over there. Just give me a second, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, on Mr. Martin Rodriguez, your plea deadline date is April 25th.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. And to the courtroom, if we could give him a reset date of April 25th, please.
Judge, he apparently, I was just informed, left to go Zoom in. So I'm waiting for him to join the Zoom, unless you just want me to call him and tell him, don't worry about it.
No, that's fine. I was informed that he was in the courtroom. So his court date is going to be April 25th for plea deadline date.
I will call and tell him right now, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and Ms. Valenzuela, who was doing the paperwork for you on Almendarez?
It was gonna be Brittany, Your Honor.
All right, Brittany Sparks?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, as soon as she comes back, we'll let her know.
Okay.
All right, and Mr. Garcia, did you receive an offer from the state on Gilliland?
Yes, Your Honor, I did receive an offer from the state. I will convey it to my client, and I'll be presenting the court an agreed order. I don't know if you want it as a motion or an agreed order to inspect particular evidence.
All right, Gilliland is going to be called back for April 19th.
Okay.
And I'll send you to a breakout room with your client, but we'll see you back on April 19th.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm sending you to breakout room number 3, Mr. Garcia, and Mr. Gilliland, I'm sending you to number 3. Just
possession.
all right, Bob Behrens.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, what is happening with your case?
We have an offer. My clients can respectfully decline the offer. I'll be right back.
All right, defense, we were supposed to be here because you were providing information to the state. Has that information been provided?
Yes, Judge. We have provided them some information.
All right, was an offer tendered
It was.
and you're requesting a jury trial?
We are.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date for Mr. Gabriel Pettis, please. Just a All right, so we're coming back on April 19th for jury trial.
April 19th. Got it.
Yes, and your client will need to appear in person.
Of course.
Gabriel Paredes,
Paredes, yes.
where are you?
He's
Gilbert
on somewhere right here.
Paredes.
I'm right here.
All right, you'll need to appear in person in the 187 District Court at 9 a.m. on April 19th. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we will see you then.
All right, thank you, Judge.
And everyone, just one moment. All right, Mary Peterzak.
Yes, good morning, Judge. I just needed to go to a breakout room to get an offer on Vanessa Pena's case, Judge.
All right. I'll send you to number 4.
Thank you, Judge.
Suzanne Kramer.
Yes, Judge. I had gone into the breakout room. I was in there for about an hour and nobody came in. And then I had to leave the Zoom real quick, but I'm back. So I just needed to confer with CTD on an MTR.
All right, I'll send you to number 8.
Thank you.
Roland Garcia, is there anything else that you needed?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. If you have nothing else with us, you're excused.
And my client is excused as well?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too. Jeff Hall, we're still waiting for your paperwork.
Okay, Judge, I think my client just finished the last piece. Do you want me to go back into the room and wait with him?
Well, what would end up happening if they finish the last, signing the last documents, the clerk will request them to go to the different rooms so they can swear them in.
Okay, great.
Judy Wimmer.
Hi, Judge. The state is going to get some out-of-county judgments, and as soon as they get them in, they'll be prepared to make an offer, but they're not today. So if we could just get a reset for them to get that information, please.
What is your client's first name?
Caitlin?
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Caitlin Martinez, if I can have a 30-day reset, please. All right, we're coming back May 3rd.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great Monday.
Thank you. Is your client in custody or on bond?
She's on bond, Judge. I'm just putting a phone call into her because I don't see her at all.
Yes,
on
so
these
she's
two.
not going to be given a reset until she shows. She
Okay.
has until 11:15 to show up. Otherwise, a warrant will be issued.
Okay, I'll get a hold of her. Thank you, Judge. We'll be back.
You're welcome. Right. Anyone else ready?
Judge, I'm logged on for the first time. I was live in the courthouse, but I need to confer with somebody on Jason Brown. I just took the case over from Mike Hernandez.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's CTD, man.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3. David Cuellar, who do you have?
Yes, Your Honor. I have Kayla Connor. If you need the case number, I have the case
No,
number.
criminal trial division or family violence?
That should be family violence.
In the middle, okay.
I'm going to send you to number 7.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Kim Gonzalez, I'm going to send you to number 9.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Is that Melissa Christian?
It is, Judge. Good morning.
I don't recognize you without your pen. Where's the pen?
You know, honestly, I wore a special pin the other day. You were at a conference and it was a Mardi Gras pin and I wore it just for you and you didn't see it.
So who do you have?
I have Mario Guerra and it's a family violence case, Judge. And I think Michael is probably the prosecutor on it. And I believe he's out until tomorrow. He and I have actually been conferring. I am not ready today, but we will get that in a posture either where it's going to plead or we're going to let the court know if we need a trial.
All right, just one moment.
Yes.
Ms. Ferguson, I'm sending you a chat.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, on Mr. Guerra, is he in custody or on bond?
He's on bond. He should be somewhere. I have
I'm right here, Your Honor.
Here we go.
All right. All right. Hello, Mr. Guerra.
I'm Judge Wade.
Hi. All right, we're going to recall this for tomorrow. My understanding is that Mr. Villarreal will be back tomorrow.
Okay. And will that be by Zoom, Judge?
Yes.
Okay, that's perfectly fine.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, you may be excused.
Okay, and Mr. Guerra, I will send you that link. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, Will Brooks.
Hi, Judge. I just need a breakout room with my client, Mr. Ruiz, to do paperwork. It's
All right, is
17.
your client in custody or on bond?
He is in custody, Judge. It looks like 17A.
All right, then let me find out which breakout room you were in. So Will Brooks, if you'll go to number 2. And Richard Ruiz. Let me see where he is. Mr. Ruiz, if you go to number 2, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Judge, I just sent you a chat.
All right, thank you so much. All right, who are the parties on Omar Rivera?
Yes, Your Honor. Jeff Hull for the defense.
All right, and is there a prosecutor available?
Go right, Judge.
Is your client in custody, Mr. Hall?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 2950, State of Texas versus Omar Rivera. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Joe Ray Garcia.
For the defense?
Jeff Hull.
And are you Mr. Rivera?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Rivera, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled application for community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you,
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
I have received the discovery and discussed the discovery with my client, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Rivera, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rivera, I'm going to show you what's entitled court admonishments and defendant's waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did,
Did
Your
you
Honor.
electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Did you understand what you're charged with is harassment of a public servant? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and a right to remain silent?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense? Do
He has participated in his defense, yes, Judge.
you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe so, Judge.
Mr. Rivera, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the punishment is to be assessed at 3 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine, probated. State will take in consideration County Court Cause number 660217 and 680737. Restitution, if any, to Mayela, Mayela Calderon, Calderon. There's to be no contact with Mayela Calderon. Oran, Oran, Perryman, Perryman, and Brooke, Brooke, Barker, Barker. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge, it is.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
In both places?
Yes, I did,
Do you
Your Honor.
understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
State offers State Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Rivera, I'm showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge, I apologize. May I briefly address the court?
Yes.
You had asked if there were any motions that were ruled upon before trial. There was a writ of habeas corpus for bond that had been filed back in September, I believe. And there, I do believe it was ruled upon. So I apologize. That was just something I oversight.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, excuse me. I've gotten the chance to speak with him quite a bit. There was a gap in time there where I didn't, but I did speak with him many, many times. He has some medical conditions that, and I have spoken with him about this, and he is okay with me discussing it. Hemophilia, and it makes it difficult for him. He has had some trouble in custody. If he gets harmed, just even minor injuries, those types of things can be extremely serious for him, and can be an extreme risk for him being in custody just simply for that reason. But other than that, Judge, in my discussions with him, he has been very articulate. He has understood the charge. He has understood the punishment range. He has understood potential defenses. He understands the conditions of this proposed probation, what he is required to do. He seems to completely understand that if he does not follow these conditions, he knows that a warrant can be filed, that there's a potential for revocation. And I do believe he understands the consequences of what that could potentially mean for him. So I do think he's taking this seriously, and that this would be a good opportunity for him for this particular case.
All right, Mr. Rivera, have you ever been on any type of mental health medications or seen a doctor for mental health issues?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so what caused all of this commotion?
I don't drink alcohol. That night I did.
Okay, well, you know, people don't like being spit upon, right?
Yes.
And I don't know, I haven't done research on your condition or anything, but I do know that sometimes alcohol makes medical issues worse.
Yeah, one more.
You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you employed?
No, Your Honor.
So how do you support yourself?
I received disability.
Okay.
Okay.
So what do you do with your time off?
I just spend it with my kids.
How old are your children?
28, 22, 16, and 14.
So if you're released from custody, where are you going?
Home.
Whatever you explain.
Do they want you back home?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Click that blue button, all right? Yep, then we'll take you back to the main room or wherever you go.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. As previously stated, the court is finding you guilty, will sentence you to 3 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 3 years. Take in consideration County Court Cause number 660217, 680737, $1,500 fine to be probated, restitution, if any, to Maela Calderon, no contact with Maela Calderon and Oran Perriman and Brooke Barker. I'm assuming these are the officers. Is that correct?
Your Honor, Baker is the officer. The other two come from the TIC cases.
All right. And does he have prior criminal history? Is that the reason why there's an offer for a conviction as opposed to deferred adjudication?
I'll pull it up. I believe he does have the history.
All right. So while he's checking on that, the court is going to order a MIC evaluation that can be done out of custody. 80 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if he provides proof of the COVID vaccination. Court is not requiring him to get the COVID vaccination, but if he does, 40 of those hours be waived. Proof of employment or SSI within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider with minors. Field visits 2 times per month, random. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular UAs. Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Judge. On the criminal history, he does have history. Most of it, which is misdemeanors.
Okay, what type of misdemeanors?
DWI, failure to ID, theft.
All right, and we're going to do outpatient treatment with probation. Rebecca, is there anything else that he needs?
If you can just order a TAP so that way we can determine the funding for the outpatient.
All right, thank you. And there'll be a TAP evaluation out of custody. Mr. Rivera, is there anything else that you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am. No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, to the courtroom, could I have Mr. Andres? We're off the record. Could I have Mr. Andres Cardenas come up, please?
Right here in the middle. Just face the front.
Mr. Cardenas, how are you doing?
Good, ma'am.
Hi, we have an issue. What do you think your issue is?
Self-respect.
All right, so what's going on with you and your mother?
No negotiations at all.
All right. All right, so Mr. Who is his attorney, Ms. Reyes?
Coronado.
I'm not sure, Judge.
All right, so Mr. Cardenas, I'm gonna have you have a seat. We're gonna have an attorney come in for you, okay? So just have a seat.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Reyes, you can go to a breakout room with Mr. Rivera. And Mr. Paul, you're excused, or either you can go to a breakout room with Mr. Rivera as well, so probation can go over conditions.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And Mr. Rivera, let me just find you on our Zoom link.
And she could hear me.
And Judge, I just sent you a chat.
All right, thank you. All right, Rebecca, can you send Mr. Rivera to a breakout room with you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and everyone else, I see you. So everyone just put some patience in your pocket. I'm going to get to you as quickly as possible. All right, Nathaniel Navy.
Yes, Judge. I had a chance to confer with the prosecutor. I recently got on this case, and from my understanding, after my conversation with them, the discovery was uploaded Friday. I was at a CLE Friday, so I haven't had a chance to review all of that that's been uploaded. I did get a copy of the indictment this morning and some additional discovery as well. And then also based on the nature of the allegation, I understand that this is probably going to be a very document and records intensive case. So it's probably going to take a little while to review all of the discovery. If you could just, if I could get a reset, Judge, so I can have time to review all of that and go over it with my client, I'd appreciate it.
That's correct, Your Honor. I uploaded the discovery on this case on Friday at approximately 3 or 3:30 p.m. This is a first setting here today. We've conferred and I kind of outlined the case to defense and also made an offer on the case today, but we're not really in a position yet, I think, where we can do competent negotiations.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Jeanette Simmons, please? And is your client in custody or on bond?
She's on bond, Judge.
All right, and where's Ms. Simmons?
She's in the courtroom.
All right, Ms. Simmons, you're going to be reset for May 3rd. And we'll just do it as a discovery setting.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You and your client are excused. Ms. Simmons, we're going to give you a reset form. Thank you, Mr. Guerra. Have a great rest of your day.
I sure will. I'll see you soon.
You're welcome. All right, Scott McCrum.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I conferred with Michelle Hayden on Mr. Quinton Eddington,
Yes.
and we're not able to resolve the case. So we're still need a trial setting.
All right, and I think that means that you all come in tomorrow. Let me check the docket. Just one moment.
It showed. We've been doing this for 2 years.
All right, so has the, I'm assuming the state has seen all the documents you wanted them to see, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can we set this on April 19th for jury trial, please? All right, your jury trial date, Mr. Eddington, is going to be April 19th. You need to appear in person in the 187 District Court dressed for trial. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, see you then. Mr. McCrum, you are excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome. John Winter.
Yes, Judge. So I am here on Dennis Trejo, and he is present. Let's see, he is, I saw him just a minute ago. I think he's Zoom user.
Okay, just one moment. The Zoom user who's eating food, is he diabetic?
I don't know.
Oh, we're going to find out. Just give me one moment.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, just give me a moment, please. All right, Zoom user, where are you? Yes, are you diabetic?
Yes, I am.
Is your client diabetic?
Yes, I don't know.
Yes, all right, I do have diabetes. We're gonna find out.
So anyway, Judge, the last time we were here, I got an offer.
What is your
and
client's
so-
name?
Dennis Trejo, Trejo.
Can you hear him?
Yes, I can. But I can't see him. All right, Dennis
Yes.
Trejo.
Yes,
Are
ma'am.
you diabetic?
Yes, I have been diagnosed with diabetes.
All right, you're gonna have to provide proof of that to your attorney. Do you understand?
Sure. Yes, ma'am.
All right, what were you saying, Mr. Winter?
So Judge, the last setting we were here, Mr. Trejo went to the courtroom instead of coming on Zoom. So it got reset for today, but I did get an offer from Mr. Sanders. So if you could place me in a breakout room, I'd like to talk with Mr. Trejo to explain what the offer is.
All right. I'm gonna send you to number 3.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
Catherine Valenzuela.
Yes, Your Honor, I saw Brittany was back. I'm on Almendares, and the robbery is out of the 399th. I was just checking to see.
All right, I'll see you to a breakout room with Brittany Sparks. Ms. Sparks, if you can go to breakout room number 4, please. And Ms. Valenzuela, I'm going to send you to number 4.
Take you out from this.
First, and to be able to recall Mr. Gruden, depending on if we can do it today.
All right. Robert Maurer.
Judge, I gave notice on a Jason Brown. I've talked to Brittany. She had an offer that she'd given to Mike Hernandez. She's going to keep it open for me. I'm just asking for 30 days so I can go over all the discovery. He has 1 indicted case and 3 unindicted cases. And the offer encompasses all of those. So I'm just going to need to go over all the discovery with my client.
All right, just one moment. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Jason Brown, can we have a 30-day reset, please? Just one moment. All right, we're going to come back on May 3rd. Mr. Brown, May 3rd is your plea deadline date. The court will not accept any plea bargain agreements after that date. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're
Thank
welcome. All right, Kim Gonzalez.
Good morning, Your Honor. Judge, so I'm here for Shannon Locke on Dustin Newkirk, and Mr. Locke filed a motion to withdraw. There has not been sufficient or meaningful communication with the client. It's my understanding there's been a plea offer made, and I spoke with Mr. Newkirk today. The problem is, Judge, part of the plea agreement involves a misdemeanor case that we are not representing him on. Mr. Ray Martinez is on that case.
All right. And so all he has is his possession less than a gram with us?
With us, yes, Judge, that's all he has.
All right, I'll see you all tomorrow for jury trial. All right, Mr. Kirk, you'll need to appear in person in the 187 District Court tomorrow for jury trial. You can either choose to speak with your attorneys or not have contact with them. That's completely up to you, but you'll be going to jury trial tomorrow. So if there is something that your other attorney is working out on a misdemeanor case, then it would probably behoove you or whoever else to call him. But this is an old case. So, and it's old by this standard. So we'll be back for a jury trial on tomorrow. Okay, Mr. Newkirk?
Yes, ma'am. What time?
9 a.m.
And the address, please?
300 De La Rosa.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Judge, before he's released, may I speak with him in a breakout room?
Yes, Mr.
Thank you.
Newkirk,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5 and your attorney will meet you there.
Yes, ma'am.
May we be excused, Judge?
Yes, you may be excused from that room.
Thank you.
All right, just give me a second. I'm trying to find him on the Zoom. All right, James Toshi.
Judge, good morning. I assume you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I've got Miss Diaz, Mary Diaz this morning. She should be there. I've seen her on the screen here. I did confer with Miss Hayden, and we are still at an impasse.
All righty. What is the impasse?
Well, I mean, it's a very high degree serious offense. It's a very large case in terms of the discovery, Judge. I mean, I would ask if you would give us another setting on it. And I think Michelle and I in the very near future would like to maybe, we don't necessarily feel we need a special setting, but due to the circumstances and evidence in the case, it's something that if we could perhaps calendar, I think it might be beneficial for everybody.
All right, the court doesn't do special settings. Ms. Ferguson, can you put a jury trial date in the chat box? And this will be your date for jury trial. And Ms. Diaz, you'll need to show up dressed for trial on this date. Just give me a moment. Just a moment, I'm waiting for a jury trial date. All right, your jury trial date is June 14th. And that's the day it's going to go. If somebody's not ready on that date, then you'll need to file a motion for continuance. Either the court will grant it or won't grant it. But you need to appear in court for jury trial on June 14th, Ms. Diaz. Do you understand? Ms. Diaz, do you understand?
I think she's trying to respond, Judge. She appears to be having audio issues.
All right, so it will be on June 14th. That's your jury trial date. Let's see. You'll be most likely called back on June 13th, Mr. Toshi, and that will be your plea deadline date, but your jury trial date is June 14th.
And I'll make sure Ms. Diaz knows, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
You have nothing else with this, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Richard Langlois, who do you have?
I have Ronnie Lee Lopez, Your Honor.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Could be both. Assault with deadly weapon. It's a PSI.
All right, just one moment. Do you have the sentencing paperwork? Do you have the PSI?
I do.
All right, just one moment. Could someone, Mr. Garcia, I'm sorry, Mr. Langlois, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. I'm going to send your client, Mr. Lopez, to breakout room number 1. Just one moment. Is Mr. Lopez in the courtroom?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. To probation, if you could go to breakout room number 1, please, to get the information, the email from Mr. Langlois, so you can send him the PSI report. And everyone, just a moment. Mr. Orta, who do you have?
It's a Christopher Robles. He should be in jail. I don't know if he hired somebody else or not. It's been a
right.
while since I haven't seen him because it was a bond forfeiture.
All right, just give me a moment. Mr. LaHood, I've assigned you to a breakout room. In just 1 second, Mr. Orta. I'm trying to find you on our docket sheet.
Tell me I'm not on it, Judge.
All right, what is your client's full name, please?
Christopher Robles, Robles.
Let me see if we have. All right, it's criminal trial division, but your client has a bond forfeiture.
Right.
So I don't think there's a warrant out for his arrest.
He's in jail, should be in jail.
Well, let me see. Ah, there he is. All right, so I'm going to send you to a breakout room to confer with the state.
Okay. That means I'm still on the case, or he hasn't hired anybody else?
Let me see. Mr. Robles, have you hired someone?
No, Your Honor.
All right, yes, you're still the attorney. I'm going to send you to
Yeah.
breakout room number 5.
No problem, Judge. Thank you.
You're welcome. Will Brooks? You're on mute.
Sorry, we have a plea for Richard Ruiz, Judge.
Okay, just give me a moment. I believe I have the paperwork on that. Mark McKay?
Where do I stand?
Right here.
Okay. Good morning, Judge. How are you?
Good morning.
I've got Brian Cruz. He's scheduled for trial tomorrow.
Okay, so have you done your final conferring with the state?
I've spoken to him several times about this case.
Okay,
There's also a third case that Lorraine Efron's on, which is a newer one. I don't know if she was here previous.
yes, she was. And is Mr. Cruz in custody or on bond?
He's on bond, Your Honor.
All right, Brian Cruz. Let me see if we can find Mr. Cruz. All right, if you can see if you can get in contact with your client because he's not on the Zoom screen.
I'll do that, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Do you want us back tomorrow for a trial?
Yeah, he needs to be here today.
I think he's supposed to be in person tomorrow. He was supposed to be on Zoom today, I think.
Yes, so he's not here on Zoom.
Okay, I'll try and contact him.
All right, thank you. So make
Okay.
sure that he zooms in.
Do you know if he was here for Lorraine when, because maybe he got mixed up and thought that he was gone?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because she's been waiting. She was waiting for you.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. I'll check into it right now, Judge.
All right, no problem. Thank you. All right, Mary Petersack.
Okay. Yes, Judge. I had Miss Pena. I did get an offer from the state. I need to review that with her, but I think we should be good to go on that, on Vanessa Pena's case. And then I think Mr. Chavez was, Isaac Chavez, he was here this morning. There was some Zoom issues, and I believe he's there.
He wasn't dressed.
No, that would be it. And I believe he is there in person right now, but I do still need to talk to the state about an offer on Mr. Chavez. I believe this is our first our first setting, Judge.
All right, so have you spoken with Mr. Pena?
Oh, Miss Pena, yeah, I was texting her earlier, Judge. Did she come in today?
No, you mean your client, Miss Pena?
Yes, Judge. Oh, did I hear her?
How are you listed on the Zoom screen?
Under Vanessa Pena.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to send you to a breakout room to discuss the offer with Miss Pena. So if you'll go back to number 4, and Vanessa Pena, if you'll go to number 4, please.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
And then I
John
guess
Winter.
when I come back, if I could talk to the state about Mr. Chavez's case.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. John Winter.
Yeah, hi, Judge. So I talked the offer over with Mr. Trejo, and we're respectfully rejecting that offer. So if you want to just set us for trial, we'll be ready to go.
All right, and where is Mr. Trejo? Is he still in a breakout room?
No, he should be back. He should be back, and he did rename himself Dennis Trejo. So.
No, I renamed him Dennis Trejo. He's back to being just Zoom user.
Oh, okay.
Dennis Trejo.
Hello.
Hi, Mr. Trejo. We
Hello.
always have issues with you and your ability or inability to use Zoom. So we're not going to allow you to use Zoom anymore. From here on out, you'll have to appear in person in court, and hopefully during that time.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. You'll learn how to use Zoom.
No, I don't wish to lose Zoom. I would like to go in person.
Oh, well, then come in person.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh yeah, you were required to be in court today. So I don't know why you're on Zoom. All right. So you are on the trial list. So we'll see you tomorrow, dressed for trial. It's at 9 a.m. in the 187 District Court.
Yes,
So we'll see you
ma'am.
tomorrow for jury trial. Thank you. All right, thank you, Mr. Winter. We'll see you tomorrow for jury trial.
Okay, Judge.
That's quick. Jerry.
All right. David Cuellar.
Yes, Your Honor. I conferred with Michelle, and this case, there are about 4 or 5 co-defendants. So she said they're still working up the cases. So she wasn't able to convey an offer today.
Where is your client?
And unfortunately, I haven't had contact since the last setting. I haven't been able to reach her, and I was hoping she'd be here, but it looks like she's not on Zoom.
All right, is there a prosecutor available?
Hi, Judge.
All right, could I have the court reporter, please? All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 0841C, State of Texas versus Kayla Connor. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Michelle Hayden for the state.
For the defense?
David Cuellar for Kayla Connor.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Deputy Laura, has there been a Kayla Connor in the courtroom today?
No, Your Honor, she has not.
And for the record, there has not been a Kayla Connor on the Zoom screen. This hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 11:43 a.m. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
Not since the last setting, Your Honor.
All right, state.
We ask that you revoke the bond and issue a warrant in this case.
That'll be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. If you're able to get in touch with your client and she makes an appearance, the court will reconsider.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And everyone, just give me one moment and Mr. Brooks will take up your plea. Just one moment, everyone.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, just give me a moment. Ms. Ferguson, can you check to see if Kayla Connor is in custody or not?
Okay, yes, but no, it's still gonna be set for this Friday.
Judge, can I get with
All right,
family
thank
violence?
you.
Please?
Just one moment. All right, Ms. Ferguson, it's listed on the docket that she's in jail, but I guess that was a mistake on the docket. All right, Mr. Cantrell, is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Family violence, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 4.
Thank you.
All right, who is the prosecutor on Richard Ruiz? Is there a prosecutor available for a plea?
It was Miss Hayden, Judge.
All right, is there anyone else who can take this plea?
Yes, Judge. I can see an agent. Get Ryan or
So
Mark.
who's it gonna be? Okay. Mr. Brooks, is your client in custody?
Yes, Judge, he's a guest.
Okay, all right, the court is gonna call 2021 CR 2279, State of Texas versus Richard Stephen Ruiz. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Ryan Groomer for the state of Texas.
for the defense?
Will Brooks for the defendant, Mr. Ruiz, Judge.
Are you Mr. Ruiz?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
None from the state, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Judge.
Mr. Ruiz, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Defense, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes and yes, Judge.
Find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Ruiz, I'm gonna show you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Judge.
Stated, it appears that you're proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, family, household, and waiving the enhancement allegations. Is that correct?
That's correct, Judge. We'll be proceeding on that offense as a misdemeanor.
Any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Ruiz, did you understand the state is proceeding on the offense of assault, bodily injury, family, household as a Class A misdemeanor? The range of punishment for that offense is up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, he has, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Judge.
Mr. Ruiz, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea bargain agreement?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial, showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, family, or household. Punishment is to be assessed at 1 year in the Breakout County Jail. There are no applications. You're to be given credit for any time served, which legally I'm obligated to give you. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no harmful or injurious contact with Ronald Ruiz. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, it is, Judge.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
We have pretrial motions, Judge, but no rulings at this time.
Then, Mr. Ruiz, to that offense of the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, family, household, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contact? No contest.
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea?
Yes, Judge. At this time, the state would offer State's Exhibit number 1 and all attachments to the court.
Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Ruiz, I'm showing you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor. We'll waive PSI.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we're just asking court to follow the bargain and he's thankful for it.
All right, Mr. Ruiz, how old are you?
I'm 38.
And how old is the uncle that you beat up?
My uncle is, he's 55 maybe.
All right, so here's the thing. Why are you hitting your uncle, and why are you getting intoxicated?
Your Honor, I have no excuses for my actions. I take full responsibility of the actions that I did and the time that I served for it.
I mean, as you should, but it appears that you're not learning anything based upon your history. So, I mean, do you want to spend the rest of your life in prison?
No, Your Honor.
Can you not be in society with, as my mom and grandmother used to say, polite society? Can you not live amongst people and be kind to people?
Yes,
Must
Your Honor.
violence be your go-to?
No, Your Honor.
All right, if you don't straighten up, you're gonna find yourself spending the rest of your life in prison. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court is finding him guilty of assault, bodily injury, family household as a Class A misdemeanor, 1 year in the Bexar County Jail, credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. The state asked for no harmful or injurious contact with Ronald Ruiz. I will have no jurisdiction over that once you serve your time. But what I can tell you, if you come back, you will be habitual and your minimum will be 25 years in prison. So from here on out, everything that you do in your life, you need to ask yourself, is this something that can result in me being charged for an offense and going to prison for a minimum of 25 years? Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right. And because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, and also because you have been to prison before, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. Norma Ruiz, 17A can go back. Mr. Brooks, you're excused. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Mr. Rodriguez, you have Mr. Bernal.
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
What is happening with Mr. Bernal?
Well, we're just waiting for the paperwork on him. I think he needs to sign something.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 2. Just one moment. All right, did you inform Ms. Ferguson of your plea?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so I'm going to send you to a breakout room and we'll see where your paperwork is. So I'll
Okay.
send you to number 3. And Mr. Vernell, if you can go to breakout room number 3, please. And Mr. Rodriguez, I'm going to send you to 3. All right, Mary Peterzak.
Yes, Judge. I spoke with Ms. Pena, and I think if we can have a plea deadline date, we should be ready to go by then. And does the plea paperwork, does that come from the court or the state?
That will come from the state.
Okay, excellent. I'll make sure they have her email address.
All right, Ms. Ferguson or Ms. Pena, can we give me a 2-week reset, please? For disposition. All right, we're going to come back on April 18th.
Perfect, Judge. And then I did have Mr. Chavez. I think he is in the courtroom now. And I was
All
hoping
right, just one moment. Ms. Pena, you're excused, and the next time you're on this Zoom, there are no hats allowed. All right, so just give me one moment. Let me find Ms. Pena on the docket.
Page 9, Judge.
Thank you. And then who did you have in the courtroom?
I believe Isaac Chavez, Judge, he was on Zoom this morning, but his Zoom privileges were revoked
Yes.
due to lack of attire.
Yes.
And I believe he's in the courtroom. I think.
Yes, no, he is. I'm just trying to find him on the docket sheet.
It's 2022 CR 1798.
All right, Isaac, what is happening with Isaac Chavez?
Yes, Judge, I just need a short reset for the state to work on that offer.
Okay, you want to set it on the same day, the 18th?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Mr. Chavez,
Yes, ma'am.
your Zoom privileges are permanently revoked, so you will not be allowed to appear by Zoom again in this court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and your next court date is going to be April 18th.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you. Have a great Monday.
Thank you, you too. All right, just 1 second. Raymond Orta, what is happening with your client?
Judge, let me confer with the state again. I think we'll be working it out.
All right, so I'll send you to breakout room number 7.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Adam LaHood, are you there?
I'm here, Your Honor. We have an agreement on Damian Leal. We'll just need to get paperwork. I've messaged Norma, and then I'm waiting to confer still on Clinique Boyd.
All right, is there a prosecutor available to confer on Clinique Boyd?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4, Mr. LaHood. And there was paperwork sent back on Monreal.
Yes, Judge, sent back like it's not good?
No. I mean, I've given it to the state. Yes,
Oh, okay,
I mean,
great.
to the
Thank
clerks.
you.
So I'm just waiting for them to give it to me.
Thank you.
All right, who are the prosecutors on Monreal?
I was talking with Mr. Groomer.
Yes, Judge, I'm here.
Okay. All right, and I'm just trying to find your client on the Zoom screen.
Judge, I think he might be in the breakout room. I
He
did see.
must, let me go get him, Judge. I told him to come into the courtroom, but.
All right, the court is calling 2019 CR 1719W and 2019 CR 1718W. Could I, State of Texas versus Jesus Monreal, could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Ryan Groomer for the state.
for the defense?
Suzanne Kramer for Mr. Monreal.
And are you Mr. Monreal?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
None from the state.
Any objections from the defense?
None from the defense, Judge.
Mr. Monreal, in each of these cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them and did you electronically sign them?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video conference. In each of these cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled motion to revoke adjudication, motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them?
Yes.
Are you the same Jesus Monreal and was placed on deferred adjudication in cause number 2019 CR 1718W for the offense of theft of aluminum, bronze, copper, or brass on February 20th, 2019 for a term of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes.
And are you the same Jesus Monreal who's placed on deferred adjudication in 2019 CR 1719W for the offense of burglary of a building, February 20th, 2019 for a term of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes.
State, are you proceeding on the same allegations in each motion?
I am, Judge, and I believe they track each other, at least from my reading of it. I can read that allegation right now if you'd like.
All right, any objections to the state reading the allegation once, and your client's answer is for both motions, Ms. Kramer?
No.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 15, that in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Jesus Monreal, did then and there fail to comply with the Mental Health Initiative, Center for Healthcare Services Genesis program rules and requirements in violation of condition number 15.
How do you plead to that, true or not true? Mr. Monreal, how do you plead to that, true or not true?
True, right, Miss?
Is it true, Ms. Kramer?
Yes, Judge.
State.
Judge, we'd waive the remaining conditions on both motions.
No
Any
objection.
objections to the state's waivers?
No objection.
Mr. Monreal, did you understand in each of these cause numbers by pleading true to violation of condition number 15, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and each of these cause numbers and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, right, Miss Kenner?
Yes, yes. He's just a little nervous, Judge, but yes, I went over this with him and he doesn't understand that.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of 15?
True, right, Miss?
Yes, Judge.
All right, then the court will find violation of condition number 15 true and each cause numbers. Is there an agreement?
There is, Judge. We have an agreed recommendation to make to the court. In addition, it is the same recommendation being made by probation. We'd ask that you deny the motion to adjudicate on both cases. However, to alter and amend for the dual diagnosis residential treatment facility and extend Mr. Monreal's probation, his deferred adjudication, I'm sorry, for 1 year to allow completion of the DDRF followed by MIC.
That is the agreement, Judge.
All right, in each of the cause numbers, the court will deny the motion, alter and amend conditions to include the DDRF, extend for 1 year, followed by MIC. All right, Mr. Monreal, you're gonna have to make sure that you stay in contact with everyone. Do you understand?
Yes, so I'm gonna embarrass for program.
You're gonna be placed in a program, but here's the thing, Mr. Monreal. You're gonna remain in custody and they're going to transfer you from the jail. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson or Mr. Monreal, can we have a reset date for him, but not place it in the system just to make sure we know where he is in the system, please? All right, we're going to come back on May 2nd. Ms. Kramer, just to get an update on the transfer.
That's very good, Judge. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Mr. Monreal, I'm going to send you and your attorney to breakout room number 2, and probation will meet you there and go over your conditions with you.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome, and then you can be excused.
Thank you.
All right, are the parties here on Vernell?
Yes, Your Honor.
Wait for the state judge.
Let me find your client. Still in breakout room number 3.
Oh, God.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
I'm asking him to come out. We'll see what happens.
All right.
All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 5654W, State of Texas versus Christian Jacob Bernal. Can I have the parties announced for the record for the state?
Roy Garcia.
For the defense?
Alberto Rodriguez for Mr. Bernal.
And are you Mr. Bernal?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Bernal, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Are you the same Christian Jacob Bernal who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 5654W for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams on June 28, 2021 for a period of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am, that is.
Just one second. This motion is not correct because the judgment places him on for a state jail felony. Just let me see. Yes. So is there an oral motion? This is supposed to be it was reduced to possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 less than 1 gram. Are there any motions from the state?
Yes, Judge, the state would move for an oral motion to correct, stating the correct time frame, I believe, is less than 1 gram state jail felony.
All right, any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, then Mr. Bernal, do you have any objections to going forward, even though the state has changed the offense within the motion to enter adjudication of guilt?
No, ma'am.
All right, and then are you the same Christian Jacob Bernal who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 5654W for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 less than 1 gram? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 7 on or about the 26th day of October 2021, the defendant, Christian Jacob Bernal, departed Bexar County without the written permission of the court and or the supervision officer in violation of condition number 7.
How do you plead to that, true or not true?
True, Your Honor.
State.
State weighs the remaining allegations, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Bernal, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 7, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 7?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 7 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Judge. We ask that the court deny the motion and that the defendant be continued on probation with the same conditions of felony drug court, if not stat F. And just to inform the court, it is stated in the court summary by probation officer that the criteria was met for the drug court, but was not able to attend the felony drug court because of the pending out-of-county cases. And it's my understanding that the defendant has been offered community supervision for those cases out of Comal County and should be resolved soon.
All right, is that the agreement, Mr. Rodriguez?
It is, Your Honor.
All right, then the court will deny the motion, altering conditions to include a referral to felony drug court. If he's not accepted to felony drug court, then he's to go to SATF and he's to remain in custody until he's accepted in one of those programs. All right, if there's nothing else, we'll close the record. Mr. Vernell, good luck to you. You're gonna have to do better. I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 4, and probation will meet you there to go over your conditions.
All right, thank you so much, Judge.
All right, you're welcome. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Mr. Rodriguez, you can go to 4, either you can be excused.
I'll be excused. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Have a great rest of your day. All right, everyone, just one second. All right, Mr. Cantrell.
Judge, if we could get a reset, the state's going to tender an offer, but Michael's not present today, and so we're asking for a short reset.
And this is Monique Williams.
Yes, Your Honor. She's in custody.
And this is an indicted case.
It is, Your Honor.
All right, let me see if I can find that file. Just for a second. All right, Ms. Ferguson, we need to call Ms. Williams back for Mr. Villarreal. And if we can set this on the 11th, is that possible? All right, so we'll come back on April 11th.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes.
Thanks.
All right, Catherine Valenzuela.
Yes, Your Honor. I just got an update from from Norma regarding Mr. Almendares, who has the case in the 399. We would be doing the plea over there, and I am to email her to get a date.
All right, thank you.
So my client and I are free to go.
Well, you still have Mr. Figueroa.
Excuse me?
I mean, you have Figueroa listed. Has he already been given a reset date?
Yes, that was the one that was set for trial, Your Honor. You gave us a plea by date.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Jix Hughes. Lorraine Ephraim.
Hi, Judge. Apologize. Okay, Mr. Alex Martinez is in jail. I believe it's a first setting. I don't know if we've had a plea deadline on it or not. I honestly don't remember, Judge, but the state wanted to speak to their witnesses before we could. So I don't have an offer today. And
okay. All right, Norma, on Mr. Martinez, we're going to give you a 30-day reset.
Okay.
And on that, when you come back, the state is to tender an offer. Ms. Ferguson, what date will that be coming back?
I don't actually mind if it's a trial setting. I just want an opportunity to see if we can get it, worked out.
All right, we're going to come back on May 3rd.
Okay.
and the state will make an offer.
Okay, and he's in jail. I think he's on this.
Yes,
Zoom.
he is.
Okay, can we be excused for today?
Yes. Mr. Martinez, can you unmute?
Yes, ma'am, here.
All right, Mr. Martinez, we're going to come back on May 3rd. The state is to make you an offer on that date. You understand?
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
All right, thank you. Norma 17C can go back.
And then, Judge, I also have Brian Cruz on the docket today, and he's represented on another pending case today by Mark McKay. I think
Yes.
Mr. McKay already,
Yeah, Mr. Cruz hasn't shown up.
oh, he was on earlier, but is there any chance he's in a breakout room?
Let me see. No, he's not in a breakout room.
Okay,
So if you can come, you'll have to come back at 2.
okay. I think he's on the docket for tomorrow.
All right, we'll see you back at 2.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
thank you.
All right, anyone else ready?
Judge,
Mr.
I
Orta?
could confer with the state one more time.
All right. All right, if you'll go to number 7.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. And the court does not have any, I don't think, let me check if I have any outstanding paperwork.
Maybe on Evelyn Acosta, Your Honor.
Thank you.
We are ready to go when you are.
Thank you. All right, everyone, the court is going to take its recess, and we're going to be back at 2 p.m.
Judge Boyd,
Who's speaking?
Munoz,
Yes.
Miss, I don't think my attorney showed up today. I mean, I
Yes.
didn't hear him.
We're going to be back at 2 p.m. Okay.